This is WGAL TV 8, serving the Susquehanna Valley.
From NewsCenter8, it's the Early Report with Dick Hawksworth and Carol Williams.
And
NewsCenter8 is next, judged as best newscast in the Susquehanna Valley by the Associated Press. Now, from the News Center for the Susquehanna Valley, it's the Late Reports with anchors Kim Lemon and Keith Martin, Jim Stone on sports, and meteorologist Rob Dixon.
good evening. 2 Air Force aviators from Pennsylvania are back at their home base tonight.
After surviving the crash of their FB-111 fighter bomber.
NewsCenter8 is next on WGAL TV, the one to count on. Now, from the News Center for the Susquehanna Valley, it's the Late Reports with anchors Kim Lemon and Keith Martin and Jim Stone on sports.
Good evening. Tonight, police in Lancaster investigating an apparent homicide at the Park City Center. We'll have a live report.
More on that in just a moment.
24-hour news continues on WGAL TV, the Susquehanna Valley's news channel. Now, it's the Late Reports with Kim Lemon, Wayne Herman, weather with Doug Allen, and sports with Mike Hostetler.
Good evening. Fire and explosion tonight in Carlisle.
From WGAL, the Susquehanna Valley's news channel, this is the News 8 Late Report.
Good evening. I'm Kim Lemon.
And I'm Wayne Herman.
From WGAL, the Susquehanna Valley's news channel, this is the News 8 Late Report.
We don't need to have another toxic waste dump in the area.
Anger tonight from a community that's tired of taking everybody else's trash. Good evening. I'm Kim Lemon.
And I'm Wayne Herman.
With news coverage you can count on. You're watching WGAL. This is News 8 at 6.
Good evening. I'm Brad Hicks.
And I'm Kim Lemon. We begin tonight with breaking news.
You're watching WGAL 8. Now, coverage you can count on continues. From the home of Super Doppler 8, this is News 8 at 11.
Our top story, Berks County native Marcia Sonnen and 23 other crew members of a U.S. spy plane are in Hawaii tonight, celebrating their newfound freedom.
Covering the Susquehanna Valley, you're watching News 8 at 11. With Ron Martin, Janelle Stelson, the News 8 Storm Team forecast with Doug Allen, and sports with Mike Hostetler. Now, coverage you can count on continues.
You're watching WGAL 8. Now, coverage you can count on continues. From the home of Super Doppler 8, this is News 8 at 5:30. You're watching WGAL 8. Now, coverage you can count on continues. From the home of Super Doppler 8, this is News 8 at 6.
Her son was murdered in front of his own house.
Now police want to know who shot and killed the Lancaster County man. Good evening, I'm Barbara Barr.
You're watching WGAL 8. Now, coverage you can count on continues. From the Susquehanna Valley's most watched news team, this is News 8 at 5. You're watching WGAL 8. Now, coverage you can count on continues. From the Susquehanna Valley's most watched news team, this is News 8 at 5 in HD.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kim Lemon.
You're watching WGAL 8. Now, coverage you can count on continues from the Susquehanna Valley's most watched news team. This is News 8 at 6 in HD. You're watching WGAL 8. Now, coverage you can count on continues from the Susquehanna Valley's most watched news team. This is News 8 at 5 in HD.
Now on News 8 at 11, 2 firefighters are hurt tonight taking down flames at this Lancaster County business.
300 feet in the air. That's how high these flames flew after a train accident in West Virginia.
And the top story in the first 11 at 11, the Susquehanna Valley covered in white, maybe a little pink and purple tonight. You can see the winter storm hitting the Susquehanna Valley on Super Doppler 8. Good evening, I'm Janelle Stelson.
And I'm Ron Martin. News 8 at 11 starts right now.
You're watching WGAL 8. Now, coverage you can count on continues from the Susquehanna Valley's most watched news team. This is News 8 at 11 in HD.
Right now, the snow is falling across the Susquehanna Valley.
This is WGAL 8, the Susquehanna Valley's news leader. Now, coverage you can count on continues. This is WGAL News 8 Today.
To all Republicans and Democrats and independents across this nation, I say it is time for us to come together as one united people.
Donald Trump makes history, becoming 45th president of the United States.
Also breaking overnight, Pat Toomey retains his U.S. Senate seat after the most expensive Senate race ever. Good morning. It's Wednesday, November 9th. I'm Jerry Gish.
And I'm Lori Burkholder. Let's get
next on News 8 at 5:30.
On country roads like this one, plows will only do so much. That's why PennDOT brings out its big gun. I'm Ed Weinstock. You'll see it in action.
I'm Meredith Jorgensen, live in southern Lancaster County with an update on the roads here and a couple trouble spots.
And the countdown to the caucuses, how presidential candidates spent the day in Iowa 1 week before voters weigh in.
News 8 at 5:30 starts now.
This is WGAL 8, the Susquehanna Valley's news leader. Now, coverage you can count on continues. This is WGAL News 8 at 5:30.
The cleanup is far from over in the Susquehanna Valley.
Most people all too aware of that. This record-breaking snow has drivers inching through city streets and a lot of you wondering when your neighborhood is going to see a plow. Good evening, I'm Janelle Stelson.
And I'm Brian Roach.
The News 8 at 6 is next. Chief Meteorologist Joe Calhoun is analyzing the data as it comes in. The storm team's snow totals are moments away.
Plus, News 8 is checking with PennDOT and a few other crews to find out how they're preparing to clean up the snow.
It used to clear the snow off an entire airport. Now one Susquehanna Valley city will use it on its streets. I'm Caitlin Smith. We'll show you how much this baby costs.
If you've ever wondered during a snowstorm, hey, when's that plow truck coming my way? Now you can find out in almost real time thanks to this little box. I'm Matt Varcaro. We'll show you the new technology debuting for this storm.
News 8 at 6 is coming your way right now.
This is WGAL 8, the Susquehanna Valley's news leader. Now, coverage you can count on continues. This is WGAL News 8 at 6.
Getting ready about 24 hours from the expected start time of the snow. News 8 is talking to state and local leaders across the Susquehanna Valley to find out how they are planning to handle all that snow. Good evening, I'm Janelle Stelson.
And I'm Brian Roach. Let's head right over to get the latest snow total.
This is WGAL 8, the Susquehanna Valley's news leader. Now, coverage you can count on continues. This is WGAL News 8 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Ron Martin. News 8 at 11, why tornado cleanup in Lancaster County must rely on volunteers and donations. Plus new charges in the case of the Harrisburg student who faked his identity. And new allegations of police brutality in Baltimore after a nightclub incident. Good evening, I'm Ron Martin. News 8 at 11 starts right now.
This is WGAL 8, the Susquehanna Valley's news leader. Now, coverage you can count on continues. This is WGAL News 8 at 11.
New tonight, despite millions of dollars in damages, News 8.
Coverage you can count on continues. This is WGAL News 8 at noon.
Looking live from our Skycam network, as you can see some rain on the camera there, the Susquehanna Valley getting another blast of winter weather. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Shapiro along with meteorologist Matt Moore.
Right now, Governor Wolf is touring flood-damaged areas of York County.
Do you have flood-damaged items in your home and no place to put it? Not anymore.
What's next for Darren Camp's employees after learning that this store is being sold to Giant as 3 others are closing?
This bridge has been here since the 1830s, but it's about to be moved.
Feels still pretty tropical out there. We are watching the tropics. Gordon could bring us some rain by the weekend, and we're watching Florence for next week.
Coverage you can count on continues. This is WGAL News 8 at 6.
Tonight, Governor Tom Wolf is getting a first-hand look at some of the damage caused by Friday's flooding. Good evening. I'm Ron Martin.
I'm Janelle Stelson.
Channel 8 in Lancaster, WGAL TV.